Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. We begin in the name of Almighty Allah, the most magnificent, the ever merciful. We glorify Him, we praise Him, and of course we elevate His name as He ought to be elevated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I extend to you the eternal and universal salutation of peace. May the peace, blessings, the mercies of Almighty Allah be upon you. A most pleasant good morning going out to you on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. I do hope that you are healthy and well. We have now come to the end of the week. We're heading into the weekend. How has your week been thus far? And of course, you can let me know via the WhatsApp number 2994103. I hope that Almighty Allah has kept you in good spirits, good health, well-being, prosperity, and all of the good things we look forward to in life. May Almighty Allah continue to bless you and yours. I'm your host and brother in humanity, here in your company once again on this auspicious and very, very holy day of Friday, the day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago. At this point, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the side for those beautiful and wonderful words of inspiration and motivation. And as we always do, wish him a safe and a speedy trip. All praises are due to Almighty Allah, Lord of the worlds, the magnificent, the merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. O Allah, it is you do we worship, and from you only do we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, not the path of those who have evoked your anger, nor the path of those who have gone astray. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Today's Islamic date is the 22nd day of the month of Safar, which of course is the second month of the Islamic calendar. So within a few short days, we'll also be coming to the end of this particular month. 2 months on the Islamic calendar has already slipped by. 2 months have already gone by. We pray that Almighty Allah continues to bless us with the value of time. And we are currently in the year 1445. Today also coincides with the second Friday in the month of September 2023. And we're heading down now towards the ending portion of the year. We pray that Almighty Allah continues to bless us in this life as well as in the life of the hereafter. And now as we getting ready to commence the holy day of Jum'ah here in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to take the opportunity, of course, to welcome you live on air, on the internet, and of course live on Facebook for this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations. Your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. We've got lots to look forward to in this particular hour coming up. May Allah continue to bless you and yours.
طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله داع. Oh, the white moon rolls over us from the valley of Wada, and we owe it to show gratefulness where the call is to Allah. طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله رسول الله حبيب الله نبي الله شفيع الله رسول الله حبيب الله نبي الله شفيع الله صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير دار أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير دار أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير دار اللهم صل على حبيب الله نبي الله شفيع الله رسول الله حبيب الله نبي الله صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم Oh, you who were raised amongst us, coming with a word to be obeyed. You have brought to this city nobleness. Welcome, best caller to God's way. أيها المبعوث فينا جئت بالأمر المطاع جئت شرفت المدينة مرحبا يا خير دار طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله صلى الله حبيب الله نبي الله شفيع الله رسول الله حبيب الله نبي الله صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم طلع البدر علينا من ثنيات الوداع وجب الشكر علينا ما دعا لله
You are tuned into Soul Inspirations on 103.1 FM with yours strongly, Imam Safaz Ghani. And as always, I must say it's an absolute honor and, of course, a personal pleasure to be in your company for the next hour or so. Thank you so much for all of the messages I have been receiving. I'm absolutely humbled. May Allah continue to bless you for all of the messages that you continue to send. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning. May Allah continue to bless you and yours. I also want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estate out there in Arima. Contact number 645-8326, 6639-144. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors, located out there at number 47 Caroni Savannah Road in Charleville. Contact numbers 471-3850, 3825-418. Nicer Brand Products Limited of number 23 Brocard Road out there in Canupia. Contact number 665-3078, 665-3079. And F&A Hardware and Shopping Center located at number 280 Russia Douglas Road out there in Barrowpore. Contact number 277-8000. And also you can be sure to message me on the program via the WhatsApp number 2994103. Alternatively, you can send me a message via the Facebook feed live as well. And of course, if you would like to see a live stream of today's program, you can also visit my YouTube channel on Imam Safras Gan. On the program this morning, of course, we've got a very, very enthralling segment as always lined up for you. This morning, we start off with a short inspirational segment followed by the early morning call to prayer. And as we work our way through the course of the program, I'll be sharing with you a few beautiful Islamic selections. And coming up towards the end of the program, as we get into our lecture segment, this morning I'll be talking about true legacy. What is a true legacy? That'll be our discussion point on the program coming up this morning. So like I mentioned before, lots to look forward to on the program. By all means, keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations. And I'm yours truly, Imam Safras Gan.
رقت عيناي شوقا ولطيبة ذرفت عشقا فأتيت إلى حبيبي فاهدأ يا قلب ورفقا صلي على محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله قلب بالحق تعلق وبغار حراء تألق يبكي يسأل خالقه فأتاه الوحي فأشرق اقرأ اقرأ يا محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد يا طيبة جئتك صبا لرسول الله محبا بالروضة سكنت روحي وجوار الهادي محمد السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله
Allah's blessings and mercies on this beautiful Friday morning. It is, of course, the day of Jum'ah. We have now come to the end of the week. As we look forward to a brand new day, and of course, a new week in our lives, as we welcome with open arms the gift of a brand new day. We pray that Almighty Allah continues to bless us all with all of that is good in this life as well as in the life of the hereafter. I want to say to you this morning that remember that everything that you do is of course based on the choices that you make. It is not your parents, it is not your past relationships, it is not your job, it is not the economy, the weather, it is not an argument or your age that is to blame. You and you alone are responsible for every decision and every choice that you make. So make sure that when you make a decision, you keep your heart connected to the Almighty and He will guide your decision. And don't worry about the bad stuff. Worrying about the bad stuff would not stop it from happening. It just stops you from enjoying all that Almighty Allah, all the good that Almighty Allah has placed in your life. So never let the things you want make you forget the things that you do have. Stop worrying. Give thanks to the Almighty for all the things that He has blessed you with in this life. Because at the end of the day, you don't become happy by pursuing happiness. You become happy by being contented and by living a life that really and truly means something. So I say to you this morning, may Allah bless you on this day. May Allah bless you in all that is good. May He remove all challenges and obstacles from your path. May He open the doors of mercy upon you. May He guide your footsteps to all that is good. And may He continue to shower you with happiness, prosperity, strength and courage to face the challenges that may come your way this day. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Nicer Brand Products Limited of number 23 Bokal Road in Canupia. Contact number 66538 3078 6653079. F&A Hardware and Shopping Center located at number 280 Roshad Douglas Road out there in Barrackpore. Contact number 2778000. Island Chicken Meats and Poultry Processors located at number 47 Caroni Savannah Road out there in Charlieville. Contact numbers 471-3850 3825-418. And the Original Barbecue Hut Limited located at number 85 to 89 Sipera Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. Contact number 657-9429. With that being said, our inspirational segment is coming up very, very shortly. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. You are listening to Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safrazgan.
Yes, ma'am.
One day there was a poor man who was on his way home from work. As he was driving along, his mind was consumed with worries. His wife at home was eight months pregnant, and he needed $500 to take her to the doctor. He was worried about what will happen because he simply did not have the money. He was worried about what was going to happen, what was going to take place, where the money was going to come from. And as he's there tossing this thought back and forth in his mind, all of a sudden he saw an old lady stranded on the side of the road, and he could clearly see that she needed help. So he pulled up in front of her car, got out, and he could see that initially she was frightened as she was standing out there in the cold. So he went up to her and said, "Don't worry, I'm here to help you. Why don't you wait in the car where it's warm, and I'll have your tire fixed in no time. And by the way, my name is Brian." So when he was able to change the tire, the old lady couldn't thank him enough for coming to her rescue. Brian just smiled And of course, the lady asked him how much did she owe him for changing her tire. Brian never thought twice about being paid. To him, this was not a job. This was helping another person who was in need, and he knew to himself that Almighty Allah would bless him in ways that he could not even imagine. So he said to her that if she really wanted to pay him back, the next time she saw someone who really needed help, she should give that person the assistance that they needed. And then Brian said to her, at that point, when you're helping someone else, simply think of me. Eventually, the old woman drove off, and a few miles down the road, the lady saw a small cafe. She decided to go in to grab something to eat. The waitress came over, and immediately the lady noticed that the waitress was nearly 8 months pregnant and that she was having a really rough time moving around. But in spite of the challenges, she never let the strain and the aches change her attitude. She was polite. She greeted her with a smile. And the old lady wondered how someone who had so little could be giving a stranger so much. And then at that point, she remembered Brian. After the lady finished her meal, she paid with $100 bill. The waitress quickly went to get change for the $100 bill, but by the time she got back, the old lady had slipped out of the door. So the waitress wondered where the lady could be. But at that point, she noticed that there was something written on the napkin that was left there on the table. Tears came down her eyes when she read what had been written, what the lady wrote on the napkin. She said, "You don't owe me anything. I have been there too. Someone once helped me out the way I am helping you out. If you really want to pay me back, here is what you do. Do not let this chain of love end with you. Pass on the good that was done to you." When she moved the napkin, under the napkin there were 4 more $100 bills. She went home that night thinking, how could the lady have known that she and her husband needed the money? With the baby due next month, it was going to be really hard. They were in desperate need of going to the doctor. She knew how worried her husband was. And as she lay there sleeping next to her husband, she whispered to him, "Don't worry, Brian. Everything is going to be all right." If you understand the story, you will also understand the moral. The moral, quite simply, is what goes around comes around. You do good, and quite simply, you will get good in return. And that is a familiar saying that we know about. What goes around comes around. This phrase quite simply encapsulates the idea that the consequences of our actions, whether positive or negative, have a way of returning to us in the future. It suggests that our deeds and behavior tend to create a cycle that eventually catches up with us. The essence of this principle is that our actions have repercussions, and the energy that we put out into the world will ultimately find its way back to us. If we engage in positive actions, such as helping others, such as being kind and showing compassion, we are more likely to attract positive outcomes and experiences in return. Conversely, if we engage in negative actions, such as hurting others, being dishonest, disobedient, and acting with ill intent, we can only expect negative consequences to come our way eventually. The idea of cause and effect can also be observed in various aspects of our daily lives. If you think about our personal relationships, if we treat others with respect and love, we treat others with understanding, we are more likely to receive the same treatment in return. On the other hand, if we mistreat, if we deceive others, it is likely that trust and harmony will be disrupted from our lives, we may find ourselves facing similar treatment from others. This principle can extend beyond personal relationships as well. It can also be applied to professional settings where honesty, integrity, and hard work are generally rewarded and contributed with success. Conversely, unethical behavior, laziness, or cutting corners may lead to negative consequences, such as a damaged reputation or missed opportunities. So, as you go through the course of your life, it's very important that you be mindful of the cycle that you start. If you start a good cycle and you inject positivity into the world, that is what is going to come right back to you. On the contrary, if you inject negativity, that is what is going to come right back to you. The general principle holds that over time, our actions shape our lives and influences the world around us. Almighty Allah mentions in the Quran that chaos and corruption, they all become apparent upon the face of the earth because of what the hands of man has achieved. So be mindful of the energy that you put into the world. You can create a positive ripple that then extends beyond yourself and contributes to a more harmonious and compassionate society. And then on the contrary, you can also put something in motion that will create a lot of negativity, a lot of harm and destruction within our communities and within the circles that you reside around. In conclusion, the saying, what goes around comes around, reminds us that our actions have consequences that reverberate back to us eventually. This concept underscores the importance of ethical behavior, kindness, and accountability. By embracing this principle, we can strive for a better future and we can contribute to a more interconnected and just world. Do good, good will come back to you. Continue to strive for what is better. Better opportunities, better doors will be open for you in this world. At this point on the program, we now go to the early morning call to prayer. The early morning call to prayer is being brought to you this morning through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Mudra Road in Cunupia.
أشهد أن لا أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على حي على حي على حي على
A very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia. The Price Club Supermarket located at Ramsaran Street in Chagonas. Contact number 671-7777. Point Fortune Hardware Limited Wholesale Division located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni. Contact number 662-1233, 678-0857. And AutoNation Performance Trinidad Limited for all of your genuine Honda replacement parts. And of course, they are located at number 114 to number 116 El Sicuro Road out there in San Juan. Contact number 674-1073. Our lecture segment is coming up very, very shortly. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM. This is Soul Inspirations, and I'm yours truly, Imam Safraz Gani.
يا من صليت بكل الأنبياء، يا من في قلبك رحمة للناس، يا من ألفت قلوبا بالإسلام، يا حبيبي يا شافعي يا رسول الله، بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي، صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي. حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد، حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد، يا من حليت حياتنا بالإيمان، يا من بجمالك علمت الإحسان، يا من نورت قلوبنا بالقرآن، يا حبيبي يا شافعي يا رسول الله، بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي، صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي. حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد، حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد. صلى الله على خاتم الأنبياء محمد، محمد رحمة للعالمين، رحمة للعالمين، محمد، محمد رحمة للعالمين، رحمة للعالمين، محمد، محمد رحمة للعالمين، رحمة للعالمين. حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد، حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد، حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد، حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد. ربنا يا ربنا، 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 ربنا يا ربنا. Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you.
Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you. Oh Allah, you are the greatest, nothing can compare to you. Giving, loving, merciful Lord, all praise is due to you. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh my Lord, I raise my hands, supplicating love to you. Oh my Lord, I raise my hands, supplicating love to you. Grant me in the afterlife the glory of seeing you. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Oh, the one who gives and takes, give us all that is good. Allow us to fulfill our aims and gain reward in all we do. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Oh Allah, I turn to you in my times of need and joy. Oh Allah, I turn to you in my times of need and joy. Truly you know everything, make my worries be no more. Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana, Rabbana ya Rabbana. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore lani keu tumhar shaman. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore lani keu tumhar shaman. Hey Khoda, tumi raham kore lani keu tumhar shaman. ভালোবাসো আমাদেরকে তুমি যে মহিয়ান। রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, রব্বানা ইয়া রব্বানা, ربنا يا ربنا، 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 ربنا يا ربنا. हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिना अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी बस तुम ही हो या रबी। तेरा मेरा रिश्ता है कैसा, एक पल दूर गवारा नहीं। मेरा सब शाम बस है तेरा, वक्त मेरा बस आपका है। कोई लम्हा मेरा ना हो तेरे बिना, हर सांस पे नाम तेरा। अब तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रबी, बस तुम ही हो जनबी, मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी, बस तुम ही हो. My Lord, you have come and saved me. I was lost and found now. You made love so easy. My Lord, keep me on the straight path. You're my one and only. बस तुम ही हो, तुम ही हो, बस तुम ही हो या रब्बी, बस तुम ही हो जनबी, मेरी हर खुशी, मेरी जिंदगी, बस तुम ही हो.
Welcome back. I'm yours truly, Imam Safras Ghani, host of this weekly program titled Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning. At this point in the program, we now get into our lecture segment. And of course, you can message me via the WhatsApp number 2994103. You can also send me a message via the Facebook feed live as well. And also, if you want to see a live stream of today's program, you can visit the Facebook page, and also you can visit my YouTube channel as well. So this morning, we're talking about the concept of a good legacy. So on that note, I want to share with you a little personal experience. Yesterday, I was pleasantly surprised. So yesterday, I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go back to my roots, so to say. I had the cause to attend the funeral of a very close family friend. And as we were standing there in the graveyard, the Imam who was presiding over the proceedings, he then said to me that, do you know that your great-grandfather is also buried at this very same cemetery? When I heard those words, I was a bit taken aback. And I took the opportunity to reflect that here I am, able to stand in the same cemetery in which my great-grandfather is buried. So on that point, I set up a short prayer for his soul. And I thought to myself that this really is the cycle of life. Here it is, a person, he's lying in his grave. His great-grandson, so to say, is reaching out and making a prayer for his soul. I don't even know who that person was. I never had the opportunity to meet him. Also, he never had the opportunity to meet me as well. But I'm here, standing in the same graveyard he's buried in, and making a prayer for his soul. And that brings me to the topic for this morning. The question is, what is your legacy? What are you really leaving behind? And I'm standing there in the graveyard, looking at some of the tombstones and wondering, who were these people? What kind of life did they have? Where in the world did they roam? What type of car did they drive? What type of house did they live in? And in spite of all they did, and in spite of all of their accomplishments in life, the grave turned out to be their final address and their final abode. And as much as you are alive today, remember that your time is coming as well. Life is a cycle. You come into this world, you spend time in this world, you live your life, and then at some point, you will have to leave this world. You will have to depart. And when you do, you leave everything right here that you accomplished, you leave it right here in this world. So more attention should be paid to what is your legacy? What are you leaving behind? And the best legacy, the true legacy, is a legacy of goodness, a legacy of positivity, and to ensure that you leave such offspring upon the face of the earth that will remember you while you are in your grave. And as you go through the course of your life, hardships will come. And I want to say to you this morning, hand over your troubles to the Lord of the worlds. All of the difficulties that come your way, say to yourself, oh Allah, you are in control of my life. Oh Allah, you are in control of all of these hardships and difficulties and troubles. Oh Allah, I hand over all of my affairs to you. And as much as we love life in this world, we are surrounded by people. Some people lift us up. Some people tend to want to pull us down. Some people can be like knights in shining armor, but others can be like wolves in sheep's clothing. And like I mentioned before, life is a cycle. Sometimes we hurt others based on how we ourselves were hurt. It is a cycle, and it goes around in a circle. Be the one to break the cycle today. If someone hurts you, do not pass on hurt to another person. Break the cycle. If someone hurts you, you be the one to pass on love and break the cycle of hurt. If someone caused you harm, if someone deceived you, you do not be the one to send that deception and to send that hurt on to another person. Break the cycle of negativity. And if you break the cycle of negativity, you do two things. And I want you to remember these two things this morning. If you break the cycle of negativity, number one, you put a stop to the negative things that may occur. But number two, which is more important, you put in motion the start of a positive cycle. And I want you to think about that this morning. If someone hurt you, someone deceived you, someone caused you pain, and if you were big enough and strong enough and smart enough to put a stop to that cycle of negativity, the first thing you did was that you put a cover on the future negativity that may occur. And secondly, you start a cycle of positivity, which eventually will, at some point, find its way right back to you. Like the saying goes, the hole that you dig might just be the pit that you fall in. So be very, very careful, be very mindful of the steps you take in life. Be very mindful of building the right legacy. Today, when we think about legacy, we think materialistic. We think that if I can leave behind wealth, that will be my legacy. But remember that when you go, there was always another person. There would always be another person who will benefit from the fruits of your labor. And you cannot take it with you in your grave. You go to your grave, and that is your final address, that is your final abode. What you can take with you are the good deeds you were able to do in this life, and that, at the end of it all, is your true legacy. May Almighty Allah bless us all on this beautiful day of Jum'ah. I pray that Almighty Allah continues to guide us, and may goodness come your way in this life, and even more so in the life of the hereafter.
Everything I have, everything I own, everything I need is thanks to you. Every breath I take, every bird I hear, every smile I see is thanks to you. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. All thanks is to Allah. Every drop of rain is a mercy from above, feeding all the earth is thanks to you. every ray of sun, the light of the moon, the wind when it blows, is thanks to you. Alhamdulillah, 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 all thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, 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 all thanks is to Allah. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. All praises are for you. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. All praises are for you. Everything is thanks to you, Allah. Alhamdulillah, 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 all thanks is to Allah. Alhamdulillah, 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 all thanks is to Allah.
As we're coming to the end of the program for this morning, I want to take the opportunity to say a very special thank you going out to the sponsors. The program this morning is being brought to you through the kind courtesies of the Price Club Supermarket, located at Ramsaran Street out there in Shagonas. Contact number 671-7777. Port Fortune Hardware Limited Wholesale Division, located at Frederick Settlement in Caroni. Contact number 662-1233-678-0857. Adams Project Management and Construction Limited, located at number 66 Omera Industrial Estate out there in Arima. Contact number 645-8326-663-9144. The Original Barbecue Hut Limited, located at number 85 to 89 Sipera Road, Victoria Village out there in San Fernando. Contact number 657-9429. Absolute Investments Limited of Monroe Road in Canupia, and AutoNation Performance Trinidad Limited for all of your genuine Honda replacement parts, and they are located at number 114 to number 116 El Socorro Road out there in San Juan. Contact number 674-1073. I want to take the opportunity as well to say a very special salam, greetings of peace, pleasant good morning going out to Lal Ramwatan from out there in Waterloo. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. Pleasant good morning going out to Sister Josina Qadr Baksh, Sister Rashida from out there in Komoto. May Allah continue to bless you and yours. I want to say a very special salam, greetings of peace going out to you, our listeners and viewers who joined us on the program this morning. I have been absolutely swept away by all of the messages that I have been receiving, overwhelmed, humble, I should say. To you, I say thank you for joining us on the program this morning. To everyone who messaged, both locally and internationally, may the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Of course, it was an absolute pleasure to be in your company over the past hour. So by all means, do catch me next week Friday. Catch me next week Friday from 5 a.m. for another segment of Soul Inspirations, your program for inspiration, information, education, and entertainment. I'm your host and brother in humanity, Imam Safraz Ghani, signing out for this morning. Until next week, please do have an extremely blessed day. Stay safe. Stay in the mercy of Almighty Allah. Much love, and may the peace, blessings, and mercies of Almighty Allah be with you. Up next is News at 6, followed by Prabhat. By all means, do keep it locked on to 103.1 FM for more inspirational and motivational programming throughout the course of today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Little fish in the bottom of the ocean, moving along in a really cool motion. Did you ever wonder where you came from? Who is the Lord of all creation? The little fish said, that's my Lord. The little fish said, that's my Lord. The little fish said, that's my Lord. Allah, the creator of us all. Hey little bird, so way up high, light up the sky with your colored design. Tell me who made you and I, me to walk and you to fly. The little bird said, that's my love. The little bird said, that's my love. The little bird said, that's my love. Allah, the creator of us all. Allahu Akbar, our creator. There's no one greater than than Allah. So why do we stand tall, too proud to recognize what's right before our eyes? Signs from Allah. Hey alligator, lean so still. Who's your maker? By whose will do you crawl and do you swim? Who controls everything? The alligator said, that's my love. The alligator said, that's my love. The alligator said, that's my love. I love the creator of us all. Hey, king of the jungle, the mighty lion, top of the food chain, no denying. But who is the one that you rely on? Life or death, who is deciding? The lion said, that's my love. The lion said, that's my love. The lion said, that's my love. I love the creator of us all. Allahu Akbar, our creator. There's no one greater than Allah. So why do we stand tall, too proud to recognize what's right before our eyes? Signs from Allah. Hey my brother, hey my sister, see yourself self-sustainable. Don't you see what will come? Creator, then we'll say, that's my love, then we'll say, that's my love, then we'll say, that's my love, oh Allah could give us all. I travel the world, north to the south, east to the west, and there ain't no doubt, whoever I see, whatever I found, I can hear them sing about Alhamdulillah. Praise my Lord, Alhamdulillah. Praise my Lord, Alhamdulillah. Praise my Lord, Allah, the creator of us all. Allahu Akbar, our creator. There's no one greater than Allah. Do we stand tall, too proud to recognize what's right before our eyes?